We've seen our localization analysis, which really looked at task-related activity in the brain. And task-related meaning activity that happens specifically with the 3 stages in our experimental protocol. And these stages were first, the product stage, where we showed the product to the participants, followed by the price stage, where we had the product and the corresponding price, and last, the choice phase, where the subjects had to indicate purchase of the product or non-purchase. But next we have to perform a verification analysis, which really looks at, apart from these identified areas in the brain that are active at the 3 stages, do we find activity that also distinguishes between the purchase trials and the non-purchase trials? So let's take a look at the results of our verification analysis. So here we see the results of our verification analysis. We see the 3 distinguished brain areas which we found in our localization analysis, which are the nucleus accumbens for the product phase, the medial prefrontal cortex for the price phase, and the insula, which is active during the choice phase. Here the areas indicate again where they are localized in the brain. And if we look down here at these graphs that show us the percent signal change, in dark black we have the purchase trials, in gray we have the non-purchase trials. We really see that for all 3 identified brain areas, we can in fact distinguish between trials and non-purchase trials. For the NACC, we get higher activation for the purchase trials and lower for the non-purchase trials. For the medial prefrontal cortex, we also find this activation for the purchase trials and lower activation for the non-purchase trials. And for the insula, we find higher activation for the non-purchase trials and lower activations for the purchase trials, which is clear because the medial prefrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens act upon gains, so they really integrate gains, while the insula is active for losses. So in a way, it reacts positively to something negative in a way.